by several institutions by calling on them to apply for funding, as formal banking institutions see them as high risk. The Craft and Design Institute Growth Fund says South African small businesses in search of a cash injection are responding enthusiastically to a call for funding applications. The organization says this will enable them to scale up and create much needed jobs. For more information on this fund, we're joined by Erica Elk, who is the Executive Director of the Craft Design Institute, and she's joining us live from our Cape Town studio. And of course, well, good afternoon to you, Erica, and welcome.
Hi, afternoon.
Erica, tell us how this fund works.
So businesses, small businesses who are in a growth spurt, so businesses with traction, they need to have been in operation for more than a year. They need to have a turnover of R1 million or assets of R1 million. And as I said, they need to be growing because this fund is a growth fund, and the aim of the fund is to support businesses to create jobs.
So at the moment, what kind of businesses have been applying?
Well, you know, our focus is on the creative industries, the creative sector. So we have furniture manufacturers applying. We have people who make fashion accessories. We also have, interestingly, people from the tourism sector, from the food sector. So actually the parameters of the businesses applying is quite wide.
Give us the background of the kind of business acumen that these applicants have. You'll find that some people have just started business and they haven't been through the process of incubation. Others don't have mentorship and experience. So when you have to grant funding, what variables do you consider?
So in this instance, as the Craft and Design Institute, we work with businesses. We've got a whole range of services that we support businesses with. What we have found actually is that the most important thing that businesses need is access to markets. So a lot of what we do is supporting the businesses who are our members get into markets. And that's also about networks and opportunities. And this fund is designed for businesses that are at a particular stage where they have traction in the market. They have a product that is in demand, and with a cash injection, if it's to buy equipment or to set up a website or to establish export connections, this fund is designed to help catalyze those sorts of activities in businesses where it's going to contribute to jobs.
Okay, the trend has been that after 2 years, some businesses fizzle out. Do you have any kind of ways to ensure that once they've gained their traction, they don't just dissipate along the way?
So, I guess that's part of our philosophy as an organization is that businesses constantly need support. So, the idea of an incubator is well enough, but actually, business is a process. Businesses carry on. They have varying needs as the business develops. So, as an organization, we actually provide a constant array of services to support people.
So at this stage, we have some businesses that don't really have those who are skilled to pitch and to market. And you find that there's a missing link between an entrepreneur being able to tell you about what they do. And if they fail to convince, they also cannot convince the customers out there. Are there any mechanisms in place to deal with such a problem?
So, I think that's what you mentioned earlier, the sort of mentoring, the coaching, the incubator space, the training and support. I think that's important. That's provided to businesses on a needs basis, so that they can develop their confidence and their ability to engage. I said earlier the most important factor for us is market access. And we often try and get people into the market environment even before they think they might be ready for the market environment, because it's when that engagement happens with a potential customer that people start to clarify what is my business, what is my unique product offering, what are my pain points? Is it price? Is it quality? Is it my distribution systems? Those questions all start surfacing when you're actually engaging in conversations with customers or potential clients.
Yeah, one of the risk factors that any financier would consider is the issue of the product positioning versus the monopolistic tendencies of big businesses that actually deter these smaller businesses to enter the market. Now, this will actually make the entrepreneur to be stuck with goods that they are selling. So, considering risk factors, is there a way in which you as a funder, you would consider that based on how you're going to get your money back in case that is not a grant but rather a loan?
So, I mean, I suppose it keeps on boiling down to market. So in this instance, we're looking at businesses that have traction. So what we would be looking at is, how's the business performed historically? What is their customer base? What is the potential for them to expand their customer base? What are their plans to expand it? And then how is the funding that we potentially are going to give going to help them do that, to actually drive sales to the business.
Mm-hmm. So what are the amounts you consider for funding? Tell us about the minimum and maximum.
So the minimum is 20,000 Rand. The maximum is R1 million. But we don't want businesses to constrain themselves to the minimum and maximum, because what we are going to be looking at when we review the business applications is, again, is this a viable business? Does it have track record? And does what they're proposing to do with the funding, does it make sense? Can we see that it is actually going to impact on the growth trajectory of the business?
Okay, how do they contact you?
Our website, cdicapital.org.za, and look for Growth Fund. And it's an online application form, and it's quite simple to fill in.
All right, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. Of course, that's Erica Elk, who is the Managing Director of CDI. And of course, their website address is cdicapital.co.za/growth fund. And of course, Erica Elk will be able to assist you in case you are operating a small business and you have been in business for about a year. And of course, you have a business plan and we're able to pitch and all of the best. All right, let's take a break.